Good morning everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel Manu Search Institute. Today I am going to start exercise 1.5 part 2. Okay, I have taught first half of this exercise in part 1. You can click to the I button and see the videos whatever I have explained. All the basic things related to this exercise I have explained, that is rationalization. Okay, about all the square root numbers, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division I have explained. So now we are going to discuss about part 2 of the same exercise 1.5. okay, now we are going to discuss question number 3. In question number 3 it is given, recall pi is defined as the ratio of circumference of a circle to its diameter, that is pi equals to c by d. This seems to contradict the fact that pi is irrational. Pi is irrational. Okay, how will you resolve this contradiction? Contradiction means a fact or a statement. Okay, here a statement is given, pi equals to c by d. Okay, and it says that whether pi is irrational or not, because if pi equals to c by d, that means it is rational. Suppose I will write 2 by 3, that means it will become rational. But we know the value of pi is irrational, that is 3.145 dotted something. Okay, so we will see its solution. I have written the solution. When we measure any length with scale or any device, then we get the value as rational. Okay, when we measure any kind of length, suppose we will measure 4 centimeter or 5 centimeter, so we can write 4 by 1. Okay, so it is a rational number, we know. Okay, so whenever we measure any kind of length, suppose the length of a square, rectangle, triangle, anything, then its value we are getting as a rational number. Okay, therefore we may not realize that c or d is irrational. Are you getting? Suppose we will take the circumference as 44 centimeter and diameter as 14 centimeter. Okay, that means pi should be equals to c by d, that is 44 by 14. If I will cancel, so we got the value as 22 by 7, and when we are dividing this, we are getting 3.14 dotted something. Okay, so if I am taking c as 44 and d as 14 and the value of pi as c by d, so if I will cancel it, I will get again the correct value of pi, that is 22 by 7. Therefore we may not realize that c or d is irrational. Okay, therefore we can't able to say whether c or d is irrational, because the value of c how much I have taken, 44 I have taken, and the value of d how much I have taken, 14 I have taken, by 1 divided by 1, that means these two becomes rational. Okay, whenever we will solve any question, the value of circumference will be a natural number or a fraction, and the value of diameter can be a decimal, fraction or natural number. Most of the times we are not getting circumference and diameter as irrational number. Okay, that means this contradicts that we can't say whether pi equals to c by d is irrational or not. Okay, similarly the value of pi is how much? 22 by 7, which seems like it is a rational number. Okay, which seems like, that means it looks like it is a rational number. Okay, similarly the value of pi is 22 by 7. We know 22 by 7 when we will divide, we will get 3.14 dotted something. It is irrational, but now this is in the form of p by q, so value of pi 22 by 7 is rational. Okay, but when we divide 22 by 7 we get 3.14, which is a real number. Okay, when we divide 22 by 7 we get 3.14, which is a real number. So there is no contradiction in the above equation, hence pi equals to c by d is an irrational number. Okay, pi equals to c by d is an irrational number, because if we are taking the individual values of c and d, we are getting rational number. Similarly the value of pi is also rational number if we will take 22 by 7, but when we are dividing we are getting an irrational number. That means pi equals to c by d contradicts means it is a fact that c by d can be a rational number. Okay, next question. Now question number 4. In question number 4 it is given, represent root over 9.3 on a number line. Okay, so we have to represent this number on a number line, that is a decimal number and it is inside a square root. Okay, so first of all we will draw a line which should be more than 9.3, because we have to represent 9.3 on a number line, so we have to draw a line which should be the length of the line should be more than 9.3. Okay, so I am drawing a line. This is a line segment of any length, okay, but it is greater than 9.3. I will mark here as O, either 0, okay, and one more point you have to mark, it should be 9.3. okay, this is 9, 1, 2, 3. This point is 9.3. okay, this point is 9.3. I will mark it as A. So we have got 2 points, one is O, one is A. O is, length of this line is 9.3. okay, so from O to A the length is 9.3. Now one more point we have to mark, it should be 1 centimeter. okay, one more point we will mark on this line, it should be 1 centimeter. okay, so this is 1 centimeter. This point I will take as B. Now we will find a midpoint between O and B. We should find a midpoint between O and B. So to find a midpoint between O and B, we have to bisect the line segment up to O and B. Then only we will get the midpoint. To find the midpoint between O and B, we will bisect this line. This line means up to O and B we will bisect and we will get the midpoint exactly at the center. Don't mark the midpoint by using a scale. Always mark the midpoint by using a compass. So I will use a compass and I will find out its midpoint. First of all, I will keep the rounder at point B because we are finding out the midpoint between O and B, and I will take more than half of O and B. So if we will just think that this is the half between O and B, so I will take more than half of OB. So this is more than half of OB. So draw an arc here and draw one more arc on the bottom side of the line. Okay, similarly keep the rounder at point O and bisect the same arc okay, so we got two intersection of the arc. We will join them with a dotted line. Okay, so we have joined this with a dotted line. This point will be the center. Suppose I will mark it as C. This point is the midpoint between O and B. Okay, the point C is the midpoint between O and B. Now again I will keep the rounder pointer at point C and I will measure the length of OC with the help of rounder and pencil. Okay, this is the length of OC. Similarly keep the rounder pointer at B and see whether it is exactly half or not. See, you can see here this is exactly half. OC is equals to BC. Okay, now keep the rounder at point C and draw a semicircle from O to B. Okay, you can see here this is exactly, it is meeting at point B. Okay, and this started from point O. Okay, now you draw a perpendicular line from A which should be touching the which should be touching the semicircle by using a protractor. I will mark 90 degree by using a protractor and I will draw a line which should be touching the semicircle. Okay, no need to draw the line further up to this. You draw the line up to this which should be touching the semicircle. So the point is touching here. I will name it as E. Okay, so the perpendicular line is touching here. I will name it as E. This is 90 degree perpendicular line I have drawn. Now take A as center and measure the length of AE by using a compass. Okay, measure the length of AE by using a compass. Take A as center and AE as the length or radius. Take A as center and AE as radius. Draw an arc which should be touching the line segment. I will name it as F. Okay, this point of intersection I am taking as F. This was 1 centimeter from A to B. Now this arc has been drawn from E to F. That means the area between A and F. Okay, this much area it is covering, and the line A and F will be 9.3 root over. Okay, this is the length of square root 9.3. Getting? First of all, you draw a line segment. It should be more than 9.3. Okay, then mark a starting point as O, a point which should be 9.3 centimeter apart. Okay, then take a length, then mark one more point B. It should be 1 centimeter long. Okay, then bisect OB by taking more than half of OB and draw two arc which should be intersecting, and draw a dotted line. Wherever the dotted line is bisecting OB, that is the midpoint of OB. We have named it as C. Keep the compass here and draw a semicircle from O to B. Okay, then keep the protractor at point A and draw 90 degree which should be touching the semicircle. Mark it as E. From E to A, take it as radius, and A is the center. Keep your rounder here and draw an arc which should be touching the line. Okay, this line segment, name it as F. The length of AF is square root 9.3. Okay, in this way you can find out square root of any number. Okay, now question number 5. In question number 5 it is given rationalize the denominators of the following. Okay, so in the first bit the question is given 1 by root 7. We have to rationalize this. Already we have discussed that whenever you are getting any questions in the denominator square root, you remove this by rationalization. Okay, already we have solved few questions, so I am writing the question once again, 1 by root 7, and I will multiply root 7 by root 7. Okay, to rationalize this number, same numbers you have to multiply in the numerator and denominator. Suppose it is given 1 by root 3, multiply root 3 by root 3. Suppose it is given 1 by root 5, multiply root 5 by root 5. That means whichever number is given in the square root in the denominator, the same number you multiply to the numerator and denominator. Root 7 into root 7 is root 7, and root 7 into root 7 is 7. So the answer is root 7 by 7. This much only will be our answer. Okay, we have rationalized the denominator and we have taken the square root number to numerator, and in the denominator it is a natural number, that is 7. Okay, next bit. The second bit question is given 1 by root 7 minus root 6. Okay, this is the number which is given in the denominator. You remember that we won't able to subtract if the square root numbers are different. Okay, here 7 is given, here 6 is given. If both are same numbers, then only we can add, either we can subtract. Okay, we will rationalize the denominator now. So I am writing the question once again, 1 by root 7 minus root 6. In the previous question, only one number was given in the denominator, that is just root 7. That's why I multiply root 7 by root 7. In the second bit, it is given root 7 minus root 6. That means two numbers are given, or two terms are given in the denominator. So you multiply both the terms. Okay, you multiply both the terms. But the thing is that if minus is given here, write plus to both the numbers. If plus is given here, you take these two terms with minus sign. That means whatever is given in the denominator, its opposite sign you have to take. Okay, if minus is given, take both plus. If plus is given, take both minus. That means opposite sign only you have to take always. Okay, so if I will multiply root 7 plus root 6 into 1 is the same term which I will get. Okay, now look at here, these two carefully. It is in multiplication. Okay, so a minus b, a plus b. The formula is a square minus b square. Okay, a minus b, a plus b equals to a square minus b square. Numerator will be as it is, denominator will be, cancel the square and root, you will get 7. Cancel the square and root, you will get 6. Okay, so root 7 plus root 6 by 1, or root 7 plus root 6. This much only will be your answer. No need of writing 1 in the denominator. The third bit question is given 1 by root 5 plus root 2. In the above question it was given 1 divided by root 7 minus root 6. We have multiplied same terms with opposite sign. Similarly here also we will do. we will multiply same terms with opposite sign. That means root 5 minus root 2, plus is given here, so minus I am taking, root 5 minus root 2. Okay, so whatever sign is given in the denominator, its opposite sign you have to take always. Okay, now 1 into this is same, root 5 minus root 2 divided by a plus b into a minus b, a square minus b square. Remember one thing, in the denominator always you will get a plus b, a minus b. Why? Because we are multiplying opposite signs. Okay, so always in the denominator you have to use a square minus b square formula. Look at here also, a minus b, a plus b. So we got a square minus b square. Similarly, a plus b, a minus b, a square minus b square. Always you will get a square minus b square in the denominator, because if positive is given, negative sign we are multiplying. If negative sign is given, positive we will multiply. So definitely we will get a plus b, a minus b, or a minus b, a plus b. So the formula will be always a square minus b square. Okay, now this will be as it is in the numerator, because we won't able to subtract. Root 5 square root cancel, 5 minus square root cancels 2, root 5 minus root 2 by 5 minus 2 is 3. This much will be your answer. In the fourth bit question is given 1 divided by root 7 minus 2. Okay, here there is square root, but here there is no square root. It is not given, nothing is given, only it is 2. Okay, still we have to rationalize, because anyhow in the denominator we have a square root number. So whenever you have a single square root also, you multiply, either you rationalize it. Okay, so I am going to rationalize this. 1 by root 7 minus 2 into root 7 plus 2 by root 7 plus 2. Already I told, whatever is the denominator, the same thing you multiply with opposite sign. So you will get root 7 plus 2 divided by a minus b, a plus b. I told you, a square minus b square. Okay, root 7 plus 2, square and root will be cancelled, 7 we will get. 2 square is 4. Okay, there is no square root, that's why we have to write its whole square. Okay, so 7 minus 4, root 7 plus 2 root 7 plus 2 divided by 7 minus 4 is 3. This much is the answer. Next, now fifth bit. In the fifth bit, question is given 2 root 3 minus root 5 whole divided by 2 root 2 plus 3 root 3. Okay, so I will write the question once again. 2 root 3 minus root 5 by 2 root 2 plus 3 root 3. Okay, so I will rationalize the denominator. We will multiply the same term but with opposite sign. Okay, 2 root 2 minus 3 root 3. Now we will multiply this into this. That means total term of the first one into total term of the second one. So 2 root 3 minus root 5 inside bracket and 2 root 2 minus 3 root 3 inside bracket. Division. Denominator is same, a plus b, a minus b, a square minus b square. Okay, a square minus b square. Now how to multiply this type of numbers when two terms are given inside the bracket? Write the first term, that is 2 root 3, multiply total 2 root 2 minus 3 root 3 inside bracket minus second term. Okay, I multiplied first term with total term of the second part with second term and again total term of the second part. Okay, in this way, divided by 2 root 2 minus 3 root 2 square is given. So 2 root 2 2 times, multiply 2 root 2 2 times. 2 2s are 4, root 2 into root 2 2, 4 2s are 8 we will get. So 8 minus 3 root 3 into 3 root 3. 3 root 3 multiply 3 root 3. 3 3s are 9, root 3 root 3, 3. 9 3s are 27. So 8 minus 27 we got. Now we will open the bracket and multiply these terms. 2 2s are 4, root 3 into root 2, root 6. Okay, different numbers can be multiplied but cannot be added or subtracted, remember. So 2 2s are 4, root 3 into root 2, root 6, minus 2 3s are 6, just multiply the numbers. Okay, and 3 root 3 3, so 6 into 3 we will get, minus, here there is no number, so 2 ones are 2, root 5 into root 2, root 10. Okay, now minus minus plus we will get root 5 into root 3, root 15. As there is no number, 3 ones are 3, so 3 root 15 we got, divided by 8 minus 27 is minus 19. Okay, 8 minus 27 is minus 19. Now multiply this, 4 root 6 minus 6 3 is 18 minus 2 root 10 plus 3 root 15 whole divided by minus 19. So what we will do, this minus sign we will multiply with the numerators. So what it will become, minus minus plus 18 minus minus plus 2 root 10 minus plus minus 3 root 15 minus plus, there is no sign, so plus is here, minus plus minus 4 root 6. I have just arranged the terms. I wrote this one first, then this, then this. At last I wrote the first term because we were getting minus sign. Okay, minus minus plus, minus minus plus, minus plus minus, minus plus minus, whole divided by, as minus sign is removed, 19 we will get. Now is there any term which we can add or subtract? Nothing is there, because it is just a number, rational number. These are irrational, all are irrational, but all the square root terms are different. Here root 10, root 15, root 6, this cannot be added or subtracted. If all are root 10 or root 15 could be given, then we could have solved, but as all the square root numbers are different, we won't able to solve it. So this much only will be our answer. Next bit. Now sixth bit. In the sixth bit, question is given 7 plus 3 root 5 whole divided by 7 minus 3 root 5. So I am writing the question again, and we will rationalize it by multiplying the same number. You know, 7 plus 3 root 5 by 7 plus 3 root 5. We are multiplying same terms of denominator but with opposite sign. Here minus is given, we are multiplying with plus. Okay, now a plus b into a plus b. Look at here, both 7 are same, both 3 root 5 are same. Okay, that means a are same, b are same. So a plus b is a plus b whole square. Remember, okay, whenever we will multiply a plus b into a plus b, we will get a plus b whole square, because the powers will be added, 1 and 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, a plus b whole square we will get. Okay, now divided by a minus b, a plus b, a square minus b square. Okay, next a plus b whole square, that is a square plus b square plus 2ab. Okay, a square plus b square plus 2a and b. This is the formula. Okay, a plus b whole square formula. Now 7 7 is 49 minus 3 root 5 into 3 root 5, multiply 2 times, 3 3 is 9, root 5 5, 9 5 is 45. So 49 minus 45 we will get. Okay, next 7 7 is 49 plus 3 root 5 into 3 root 5, just now we have done, we got 45 plus 2 7 is 14, 14 3 is 42 root 5 divided by 49 minus 45 is 4. Okay, next 49 plus 45 is 94 plus 42 root 5 divided by 4. Take out 2 common from them. Okay, take out 2 common from them, you will get 47 plus 21 root 5 divided by 4. 2 and 4 cancels, we will get 47 plus 21 root 5 divided by 2. This much only will be our answer. Question number 6. In question number 6 it is given, if both a and b are rational number, find the value of a and b. Okay, if both a and b are rational number, then we have to find the value of a and b by solving this LHS part. Okay, so I am writing the whole question once again. Root 2 plus root 3 divided by 3 root 2 minus 2 root 3 equals to a minus b root 6. Okay, all together we have to write because we have to find the value of a. Okay, we are rationalizing the denominator. So I will multiply 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3 divided by 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3. Same terms with opposite sign. Okay. Now we will multiply root 2 plus root 3 inside bracket, 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3 inside bracket. That means these two will be multiplied, divided by a minus b, a plus b, a square minus b square equals to a minus b root 6. Okay. Next, open the bracket and multiply. First multiply first term into total, 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3. Then multiply second term again with the total term of the second part, 2 root 3. Okay. 3 root 2 whole square is 3 3s are 9, root 2 2, 9 2s are 18. Okay. 3 3s are 9, root 2 2, 9 2s are 18. So its square we will get 18 minus 2 2s are 4, root 3 3, 4 3s are 12. So here we will get 12 equals to a minus b root 6. Okay. Next, open the bracket and multiply. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. 2 3s are 6. Root 2 into root 3 is root 6 and 2 will be left. Plus root 3 into root 2 is root 6 and 3. Plus root 3 into root 3, 3. 3 2s are 6 we will get. Divided by 18 minus 12 is 6 we will get. A minus b root 6. Okay. Next, add these two. 6 plus 6 12 plus 2 plus 3 5. How we can able to add? Because root 6 is common. So root 6 I will write, divided by 6 equals to a minus b root 6. So we will divide the terms. 12 by 6 plus 5 root 6 by 6 equals to a minus b root 6. Okay. 12 by 6 is 2 plus 5 by 6 root 6 equals to a minus b root 6. Okay. Look at here. The same terms we got, but with the sign is different. So I will just arrange it. 2 minus 5 by 6 root 6 equals to a minus b root 6. As here minus sign is given, we got plus here. So to make it minus, I wrote 2 minuses, because minus minus again we will get plus. Okay. What is our a? The first term is our a, that is a equals to 2. What is our b? This is our b, because b root 6, this root 6 is given. So the value of b is minus 5 by 6. This much is our answer. Okay. You just equalize the term, whatever in the whatever finally you are getting the value. If it is with root 6, you equalize the terms. Okay. First term will be a, and the second term with whatever root number is given, that will be your b. So a and b we got. Next question. Now question number 7. In question number 7 it is given, show that. Okay. We have to show total value equals to 5. Okay. By solving this, we have to show we should get the value as 5. Okay. So I am writing this question, but with rationalization term, 3 minus root 8 into again 3 plus root 8 by 3 plus root 8. I have rationalized this term, minus 1 by root 8 minus root 7 into root 8 plus root 7 divided by root 8 plus root 7. Okay. Same terms with opposite sign. Again 1 by root 7 minus root 6, and I will multiply root 7 plus root 6 divided by root 7 plus root 6. Okay. Now this term, minus 1 by root 6 minus root 5 into root 6 plus root 5 by root 6 plus root 5. Okay. Plus 1 divided by root 5 minus 2 into root 5 plus 2 by root 5 plus 2. So we have rationalized all the terms by multiplying same denominators with opposite sign. Okay. With all the terms we have multiplied same denominators with opposite sign. Now 1 into 3 plus root 8 is 3 plus root 8. Same value we will get. A minus b into a plus b, a square minus b square. Okay, minus this is same root 8 plus root 7, and the denominator is a minus b, a plus b, a square minus b square. Okay, plus 1 into this is same root 7 plus root 6 by a square minus b square. Okay, minus this term we will get root 6 plus root 5 whole divided by a square minus b square. So a square minus b square plus last term root 5 plus 2 divided by a minus b, a plus b, a square minus b square. Okay, now we will open the bracket for all the denominators. Numerator will be same, root 3 3's are 9, minus root 8 and square is cancelled, 8 we will get, root 8 plus root 7, denominator is 8 minus 7, plus root 7 plus root 6, denominator 7 minus 6, minus root 6 plus root 5, denominator 6 minus 5, plus root 5 plus 2, denominator 5 minus 2 2's are 4. Okay, 3 plus root 8 by 1. Whether if I will write 1 or I won't write, it is same thing. Okay, so I won't write 1 here. Now root 8 plus root 7 is root 8 plus root 7, 8 minus 7 is 1, so no need of writing in the denominator. Root 7 plus root 6 divided by 1 minus root 6 plus root 5 divided by 1 plus root 5 plus 2. Okay, divided by 1, same thing. Now look at here carefully. Why I have given bracket for only these two terms, not for the other rest of the terms? Okay, because see, in front of them minus sign is there. In front of them minus sign is there. That's why both the term I wrote in bracket. If in front of them plus sign is there, no need to give any bracket. But whenever minus sign is there in front of any term, you just give bracket. Why? Because 3 plus root 8 minus plus minus minus plus minus plus root 7 plus root 6 minus plus minus minus plus minus plus root 5 plus 2, minus plus cancel, minus plus cancel, minus plus cancel, and minus plus cancel. We got 3 plus 2, that is 5, equals to RHS. So after all the rationalizations, all the term cancelled, and we got 3 plus 2, that is equals to 5. Okay, now question number 8. In question number 8 it is given x equals to 3 minus 2 root 2. Find first bit x square plus 1 by x square and second bit x cube plus 1 by x cube. These values we have to find out. Okay, so I will write the value of x first, 3 minus 2 root 2. Now look at here. This is given in this way, 1 by x whole square. This square is there, so we will write 1 by x and whole square, because 1 square is 1 and x square is the square given here. Okay, this question also will be solved in the same way, x cube plus 1 by x whole cube. Okay, in this way both the values will be solved. Now the most important thing is, first of all you have to find out the value of 1 by x. Whenever you will get any question in this manner, first of all you find out the value of 1 by x. Okay, so the value of 1 by x will be, x is given, I will write this one in the denominator. Suppose divided by 1 is there, write its reciprocal. So divided by 1 is there, so write its reciprocal. It will become 3 minus 2 root 2. Okay, x is 3 minus 2 root 2. 1 by x is 1 by 3 minus 2 root 2. Multiply the same term with opposite sign. Okay, so here we will get 3 plus 2 root 2 will be same in the numerator, and in the denominator a minus b, a plus b, a square minus b square. Okay, a minus b into a plus b, a square minus b square. Now 3 plus 2 root 2 by 3 3's are 9 minus 2 2's are 4 into root 2. 4 2s are 8. The value of 2 root 2 square is 8. So we will get 3 plus 2 root 2 by 1, or we can say 3 plus 2 root 2. This is the value of 1 by x. Okay, x value is 3 minus 2 root 2 and 1 by x value is 3 plus 2 root 2. Now we will solve the question. In the first bit, question is given x square plus 1 by x square. I wrote it as x whole square plus 1 by x whole square. The value of x is 3 minus 2 root 2 and the value of 1 by x is 3 plus 2 root 2. So we are going to substitute the value. In place of x, I am going to write 3 minus 2 root 2 because the value of x is this much, plus 1 by x. The value of 1 by x is this, 3 plus 2 root 2 whole square. Okay, now you use the formula of a minus b whole square and a plus b whole square. A square plus b square minus 2a and b. Okay, a square plus b square minus 2a and b plus this formula a square plus b square plus 2a and b. Okay, this is the formula for a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now can you see these two terms are same? Okay, 2ab and 2ab are same, but the signs are opposite. One is minus, one is plus, so total will be cancelled. So what is left? 3 square is 9, 2 root 2 square just now we have solved 8, plus 3 square is 9, plus 2 root 2 square is 8. So 9 plus 8 is 17, plus 17, that is 34. This is first bit. Second bit, in the second bit, question is given x cube plus 1 by x cube. So we will write it as x whole cube plus 1 by x whole cube. Okay, what is the value of x? Value of x is 3 minus 2 root 2. So in place of x, I am going to write 3 minus 2 root 2 whole cube plus 1 by x. Value of 1 by x is 3 plus 2 root 2 whole cube. So we will use here a cube plus b cube formula, either a minus b whole cube formula. So a minus b whole cube is a cube minus b cube minus 3a square 3 square, okay, b plus 3a b square. Okay, a cube minus b cube minus 3a square b plus 3a b square. Okay, you see the formula and match the terms here, plus this cube a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3a b square. Okay, now see which all the terms are similar but it should have opposite sign. Okay, 2 root 2 cube and 2 root 2 is same, but here plus is given, here minus is given. One more, 3a square b, 3a square b are same but with opposite sign. Now the terms are left 1 2 3 4. Okay, 3 cube is 27, 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27, plus 3 3s are 9 into 2 root 2 into 2 root 2 8, plus 3 cube is 27, plus 3 3s are 9, 2 root 2 into 2 root 2 is 8. Okay, 27 plus 27 is 54, 9 8s are 72 plus 72. Okay, by adding we will get 198. This much is your answer. Okay, so in this way, if this type of questions you are getting which is in the denominator, you solve it by rationalizing and use the identities formula. Okay, so I hope you might have understood whatever I have taught. If any doubt is there or queries are there regarding this exercise and this video, you can ask me in my comment box. You watch the first part before watching this second part of this video. Okay, thank you all of you.